Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and we're going to be taking a look at a really interesting light from Nextorch. This is the TA30C. It's got a max output of 1600 lumens, and it is a one-step strobe tactical flashlight. Now, the packaging does say that it's a Red Dot Award winner, so I'm not exactly sure what that is, but it's really cool that it is. Now, I mentioned this is a tactical flashlight, and by all intents and purposes, I want you to keep that in mind as we go through the video. When you try and compare this to like an EDC flashlight, and that's because of the actual use of this light. The light is designed to be used as a tactical flashlight, so I just want you to keep that in mind. Now, along with the light, I want to go ahead and showcase this accessory that basically boosts the usage of this flashlight way up there as compared to other ones in the market. This is the FR-1 tactical flashlight ring, and basically what it is, it's an accessory that actually attaches to the light, and it gives you a couple of different options or ways of holding on to the light, especially during tactical situations. So let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging here for the TA30C. As I mentioned, again, it's got a max output lumens of 1600. It does tell you in the front right here, it's got a one-step strobe technology, and then it says it has nano ceramic window breaker. Now, that is really cool that they were able to include that because it's very discreet, but again, under tactical circumstances, that might be something that you would need. Now, it does tell you down here that it's powered by one 18650 battery or two CR123A batteries. That's cool because, again, it is rechargeable, but if for some reason you're not able to recharge it and you can get your hands on two CR123 batteries, you can go ahead and throw them in there and still use your lights. Now, on the back, again, it's giving you a couple different looks at the features of the light. Again, it's got the one-step strobe switch and rotational magnetic switch. Again, it's pretty interesting. When I was reading that, I wanted to see exactly what they meant by that. Again, they're referencing the nanoceramic window breaker, and then it's got a 4-stage battery capacity indicator. It's basically an LED light in the back. It's going to give you an indicator of how much battery you have left. So let's go ahead and open up the box here. Now, I have used the light, but I went ahead and repackaged it just so you guys can get the experience of what it's going to look like when you receive this light right out of the box. And that is everything in there. We'll set that off to the side. Here is the light inside of the plastic sleeve here. We'll set that off to the side here. Now, the first thing you're going to get is this is your CR123 flashlight magazine. Basically, what this is a little tube that you slide your two CR123 batteries, and this will give you the width needed in order to be able to put it inside of the light. Now, again, it's really cool that you can use CR123s, but having to deal with something like this and always have it with you, I would prefer if there was a way of already making it so that it will accept both lights, or just focus on the fact that it accepts a 18650 battery, which is rechargeable. But I like the fact that they do include that. If you have it somewhere at home, or maybe in a glove compartment or something like that, that you can get to it, then that makes it all right. So you do have this little accessory bag in here, and inside you have a couple different things. The first one is going to be your USB-A to USB-C charging cable here. So again, I like the fact that it is USB-C because a lot of things are now going towards USB-C, going away from like micro USB and stuff like that. So I like the fact that that is what this light is working on, and it is included in the packaging there. You also have a lanyard here. This is a Nextorch branded lanyard, and it's got a little slide thing here, which will let you kind of adjust it a little bit more to your wrist if you wanted to go ahead and wear that on your wrist. You have a couple of spare O-rings in there. And then you do have your instruction manual right here. Now, I always recommend that with all flashlights, or pretty much any electronics that you pick up, that you do kind of read through the instruction manual, because it's going to give you a lot of really useful information. Here are going to be your specifications as far as your outputs and run times. So if you guys want to pause the screen and take a look at that, but it's basically telling you that it's got a couple different modes. You got a strobe mode at 1600 lumens, a low mode of 20 lumens, medium of 330 lumens, high of 1600 lumens, and then again a tactical strobe of 1600 lumens and momentary on of 1600 lumens. So that is a mouthful there. It does give you some information on instructions as far as the battery and stuff like that goes. So we'll set that off to the side, and then we'll take a look at the light itself. Sit this there. It's got a little bag here. And then you have this little notice that says, please remove the battery installation sheet before use. And then basically it's just telling you that there's going to be a little piece of plastic that's going to be blocking the battery, and they do that in transport so that it doesn't turn on by mistake. So we will take that off. And here is the light itself. I like the fact that it still has a really nice compact size to it. I'm using my little measurement ruler here on my desk. You're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5¼ inches. So again, pretty nice size. It's not too big to still carry it for EDC purposes. But again, for tactical use, it's still nice because it's not going to be such a huge flashlight that's going to take up a lot of room and stuff like that. I also really like the finish on the light. It's almost got like a matte finish to it. It's fairly grippy. It does have a little bit of grip, but it's not rubbery. You do have some knurling on the body of the flashlight here, which is really nice. You do have your pocket clip right here, which is kind of halfway through. So again, because this is a tactical flashlight, or it's geared more for tactical purposes, you're not going to be, trying to hide this or have it sitting way low in your pocket or something like that. Maybe you have a duty belt that this is going to sit into or something like that. So you do want a little bit of the body of the flashlight kind of sticking out so you can go ahead and retrieve it from a pouch if you have it, or in a pocket or something like that. Taking a look at the head of the flashlight, you do see that you have your LED right all the way down there, and then you have a smooth reflector there, which is really nice. And then you have those 3 ceramic ball bearings right there, which are going to allow you to use this in case you do have to bust out a window or something like that. I have never myself tested that, but it seems like it would do the work, but again, that's not something that I've tested myself. At the tail cap switch right here, you do have that rotary magnetic switch here, which is going to allow you to kind of go through some different modes. As you guys can see right there, it says tack, and it's got a little dot. Then you have a 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dashes, and then the word strobe at the end right there. The switch does rotate. So again, the battery isn't activated just yet, but you can rotate it. It's audible. You hear the clicks. So it's pretty nice. I like that. It feels pretty sturdy. So obviously, if you're going to be using the different modes, you're going to be rotating through this. So you want to make sure that it's going to be able to hold up, and I'm pretty sure it will. And then at the end here, you do have your tail cap switch, and there is an LED light that's it's like a ring that's built into the light switch there, which will give you the status of the battery. So as I mentioned, they said to go ahead and remove the piece of plastic that's underneath the battery. So we'll do that, and there it is. It's like this little red piece of plastic. But while we have the tail cap off, we'll go ahead and take a look at the battery itself. This is where you would plug in your USB-C charger to recharge the battery. So you're recharging the actual battery, not the body of the flashlight, but through the battery itself. This is a 2600 milliamp, 3.6 volt, 18650 lithium ion battery. Again, you can use this, or you can go ahead and use 2 CR123 batteries with the included sleeve here if you want to go ahead and do that. Now, while I have this broken down like this is a good time to go ahead and take a look at the FR-1 here, because I want to go ahead and install it while I have it open. So again, this is a tactical flashlight ring. So as you open it up, you'll have the FR-1 here. It's basically made out of plastic, but feels pretty sturdy, which is nice. That came out pretty easy. So here is a look at it. All right. So basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be removing the actual pocket clip here that comes with the flashlight. And the pocket clip is pretty easy. You just snap it off, but there is a little break in this this kind of area right here that goes around, and that's where the pocket clip were to sit. I don't know if you guys can make that out. Yep, there it is. So just go ahead and remove that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and install the FR-1. Now, the FR-1 just sits down on the body of the flashlight here, of the TA30C, and that little ring actually prevents it from sliding any further. So what I'm doing is just kind of putting a little bit of pressure down to hold it in place while I slide the battery back in, and then I'll go ahead and put on the tail cap again, and that's just going to screw onto the body, and it's going to be holding the FR-1 in place, and there it is. Now it is set in place, so it's not going anywhere. It's not going to slide off or anything like that. So basically what this is a tactical flashlight ring. That's what they call it. But it gives you the ability to actually kind of thread your finger through there. So the flashlight is not going to go anywhere, but it still gives you the ability to manipulate the tail cap. You can go ahead and manipulate the ring right there very easily. Now, if you were using this in a tactical situation, like maybe you're using it in conjunction with a firearm or something like that, it's going to give you a better grip right there. Now, it doesn't mention this, but you do have some exposed areas right here Is instinctively, when I'm holding it like this, if I were to have to do something with this hand and maybe try and defend myself, and maybe it becomes an impact surface, I can definitely see that. Now it also gives you the ability to hold this in different configurations in your hand. So as you guys can see right there, I can hold it this way as well. Now this is separated from the body of the flashlight, which means it still allows you to actually clip this onto a pocket if you wanted to, or into a pouch or something like that. And you're going to have this portion kind of sticking out, which makes it a lot easier to just reach in and pull it out. And now you have it in that orientation. So you could still go ahead and clip it onto your pocket, and it's still able to be used that way, and you can go ahead and retrieve it and use it that way also. Now if you needed to swing it out of the way because you needed to use your hands for something else, maybe you're manipulating a firearm or you're using a cell phone or something like that, you can go ahead and swing it out of the way and it's still there, so it's not going anywhere. And then if you need it, you can just swing it right back and you can use it again. So I think for a tactical circumstance or a tactical situation, the FR-1 accessory, it's definitely something that you should be picking up. And it does say that it's designed to work for all TA30 flashlights, which are similar sizes as this one. So they do have a couple different size models. Nextorch does in the TA30 line. So if it's not the TA30C like this one, if you have a couple of the other ones, or if you end up picking up another one, just know that this will fit that as well. And from the box, it looks like it might come in different colors as well. It looks like there's a black, a gray, and a flat dark earth as well. So I did want to mention that. I'll go ahead and leave that FR-1 on there because I think it feels and looks really, really cool. Obviously, very, very tactical looking. So the way that the flashlight, the UI of the flashlight itself is pretty interesting. So as you have it right here, if you were to press the tail cap switch, if you halfway press it, it's going to give you an output of light right there, which is nice. It's very usable, very easy to use. And again, it's momentary on because I'm having my finger holding it down right there. If I let go, it just goes off. Now, if I were to fully press, you are going to get the strobe, and that's where the tactical function comes into play. So strobe warning, I'm fully pressing it, and there it is. You have your strobe, and that is 1600 lumens, very disorienting. So if you had to use that for a tactical scenario, you can go ahead and do that, and you're good to go. Now, that is the ring. I'm currently set in the tack position, so you see the little dot right there, right underneath the tack. Now, if I were to go ahead and move it over to the number 1, that is going to go ahead and turn on the light, and this is going to be your low mode. The 1 is denoting low mode. This is going to be constant on, so I can go ahead and put it on there if I need it, just enough. What's low mode? 20 lumens, just to kind of get around and stuff like that. But if I really needed to use the tactical feature, I can press down, and then I'm going to get right into that strobe as well. So that is where the tactical feature obviously comes into play as well. Now, rotating the switch to the number 2, that's going to be your medium, which is 330 lumens. Again, a little bit more light, perfect for the majority of tasks that you would need. And then again, pressing the button all the way down, I'm going to get that strobe mode as well. Rotating it to the number 3, I'm going to get the high output, which is 1600 lumens. Again, a lot of light. It throws it out pretty nicely as well. And then if I press the button, I'm going to get right into strobe. Now, obviously, the strobe function is a momentary function because I physically need to press down on the button in order to do that. But if I want it to be constant, I can go ahead and rotate the switch to strobe, and that is going to leave the strobe on constantly without me having to actually physically hold the button down. So again, I'm not sure of a circumstance where you need to have the strobe on for that long, but if you did, you have the ability to do that, and then you could just go ahead and ramp it down all the way back down to tack. Now, I feel that the tactical setting is probably going to be the best one to leave it on because, again, if I lightly press it, I'm going to get that 1600 lumen output momentary while I press it. But if I need the strobe, I can go ahead and press it all the way down, and I'm going to get that strobe as well. So that's probably where I would normally keep it, unless I'm going to be using it for a prolonged amount of time and I need a particular output to be set at that particular time. Then I can just go ahead and rotate that that bezel to be able to go ahead and get to that mode. Now, one last thing I did want to showcase in the back right here. If you do press it, you are going to get that. Let me see. You guys can see it. I don't know if you guys can make it out. So if you turn on the light and any of the other modes besides the tack, and then you go back to tack, you'll see, I don't know if you guys can make it out because of the lighting here. Let me turn off one of these overhead lights to see if that makes it a little bit better. There we go. So if you turn on the tack or the mode outside of TAC, 1, 2, 3, or the strobe, and then you go back to TAC, you'll see, I'm hoping you guys can make it out. There's that LED is going to be blinking, and depending on the amount of times that it blinks, it's going to let you know what output or how much battery you have left on the flashlight. So that's really good because it's a visual representation of of how much battery you have. It's actually built into the back of that switch right there, so it's not on the side of the light or anything like that where you're going to miss it, and you can easily see it as you look down on the light itself, which is really, really awesome. So let me go ahead and take the flashlight outside. I'll give you a couple of beam shots outside so you can see how that operates, especially the strobe, and then go through the different modes. All right, guys, so we are outside. Let's go ahead and take a look at some beam shots coming off of the TA30C here. Again, I'm using that FR-1 tactical ring to hold on to it. It makes it very easy to hold on to. So if I halfway press the tail cap switch, I'm going to get the full output, which is the 1600 lumens. So there it is. So again, I am momentarily pressing it on so I can get the light to come out. So you guys can see it's doing a really awesome job at lighting up everything right in front of us here. I could see way back there to the fence, but I could see the trampoline and the basketball hoop right here right in front of me. So if I were to need this to light up an area, this is going to do a really good job. Now if I fully press it, I'm going to get the strobe. Again, it's the 1600 lumens with the strobe, so strobe warning. So there it is. Now, as you guys can see, I can use this either to disorient somebody to defend myself, or even if I had to use it to alert somebody of my location or something like that, I can go ahead and do that. Now, if I let go, it'll obviously turn off. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to rotate that ring in the back to the first level, which is going to be the 20 lumen output. So again, this is doing great at lighting up everything right in front of me right here. I don't have to hold on to the switch because again it's a constant on thanks to that rotating switch on the back, the bezel. And then if I rotate it again, it'll get me to the medium mode, which is 330 lumens. Again, now this is doing a really awesome job at lighting up way more. So I think 330 lumens is perfect for the majority of tasks that you're going to need out of the TA30C here. But the fact that I can rotate that switch one more time and then get to the full constant on turbo output, which is 1600 lumens, without the need to hold on to the tail cap switch in the back. Again, if I had to do something where I had to move around or something like that, and I need that maximum output and constant on, I do have that thanks to the switch. And then again, one last turn on that switch is going to get me to constant on strobe. So there it is. As you guys can see, I don't have to worry about holding down any switches or anything. It's constant strobe there, and I can use it for whatever it is that I need it. And then just go ahead and rotate all the way down, and it's back to the regular mode, which is the TAC mode. Now, one thing I wanted to see if I can go ahead and show you, I have the flashlight here in front of the camera. So again, if I were to rotate the switch and turn it on into any of the modes, and then I go ahead and turn it back to TAC, there you go. As you guys can see, there is the LED kind of blinking in the back. It blinked 3 times, letting me know that I have about 75% of the battery left. So I know that I have enough usage of the light that I can go ahead and go through that. But again, just looking down, I can go ahead and rotate that switch and then rotate it back. And then I can see how many times it blinks and let me know how much battery I have left. So that is a really awesome visual indicator. And I like the fact that it's a nice big ring in the back as opposed to a couple little LEDs on the side, or one small LED that blinks a couple times or something like that. So I think they did a really awesome job with making sure that any tactical features that you're going to need out of the TA30C, you are going to get. So I would definitely recommend coupling it with the FR-1 tactical ring, because I think it's going to make it for a complete package, and you're going to be able to get the full usage out of the flashlight. So I'll leave links below to Nextorch's website in case you guys are interested in taking a look at any of the flashlights they have available, including the TA30C here, or even the FR-1 tactical ring. And maybe you guys can get those together and have a nice tactical package for yourself. So there it is. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.